The daily camera ritual, is it working? Yeah, microphone also recording, okay. Good day, my name is Martin Schweiger and I'm a patent attorney in Singapore and also a powerlifter. And I take you with me on my daily 1 hour walk during noontime. So I'm under the full equator sun here. Yeah. This is good for vitamin D, nitric oxide, then also the movement. Good for the whole body. I do this now for 22 months in a row. Very few days that I did not walk. Let's go there. Yeah. I find walking a bit boring. Despite the environment is quite nice. Singapore, a lot of things to see. And the temperature is not nice, even in winter time. So it's not a bad place to walk. Actually, we have a beach, and I just realized that I don't walk a lot on the beach. So I will change that today. So I walk with you to the beach from my house near Paya Lebar. See, in the background you see Paya Lebar, PLQ, Paya Lebar Quarter, to the beach. And I take the nearest way. So let's cross the road. Hopefully they don't drive over me. Yeah. The good thing is when I have a camera, then they don't even honk, because they would know that I would be on YouTube or somewhere. Yeah. So, nearest way to the beach. This is a very old Singapore building. The City Plaza. If you go inside, and I was there before, if you remember, maybe 20 days ago, or 20 movies ago, episodes. This is really like Singapore in the 70s. See also the installation. Today this looks more like Malaysia than Singapore, because the buildings today are more like this building. Opposite is the, what is it, Kinex Mall. Yeah, see, this is an old food court, and the uncles here would sit together. Here the motorbike parking. This is the old Singapore of, looks like 20 years ago. Yeah. Now insights about health. You know, when I start the walk and I take my camera with me, usually I do not have any idea about what I'm going to talk, because most of the time, when I just start walking and I get my ideas, and I can really tell a lot of things, because I turned my health around without pharmaceuticals over a time period of 22 months, which is a lot. A lot of time, and I gained a lot of insight, and especially even down to the microbiological facts. Metabolism. I programmed a large language model in answering questions with respect to metabolic health. So necessarily I have a lot to talk about. And funny thing is also, the things I talk about are relevant for more than half of the Earth population, because it is about what is called a civilization disease or diseases. I'd just like to recap. I did a DNA test last year, and it comes with a consultation of a doctor. And she asked me, so do you have any health issues? And I said, yes, I have. And then she said, what is it? And I said, oh, I have metabolic syndrome. And then she said, oh, that's not a disease. I said, why is it not? Yeah, because more than 50% of the population have that. So it's not considered a disease. And I said, but it is. And then she says, no, only if you develop symptoms of it. And then we classify it as a disease. And then we also can treat it. Yeah, that leads into the area of preventive medicine. So, what to do with your body in order to not get these symptoms. And the answer is quite easy. Bring your metabolism in order, and the rest will follow. And now back to my 22 months. Walking. Consistency is the key, I believe. So, walking every day is more important than the total distance walked. And in my case, I'm quite lucky, because we are all in the home office, and over lunchtime I have plenty of time, 1 hour, do nothing for work, but I rather look into my health. And I have combined this 1 hour to a walk, and then followed by breaking my intermittent fasting, which means I don't have breakfast. I only have coffee and tea and lemon water and apple cider vinegar. And I either break fast before I walk, like today, and then walk, or I have my walk and then have a quick shake. It's not a milkshake, but it's a shake with a lot of ingredients. I should write that one up one time. Yeah. Funny also, you would find all the recipes for what I do written on small post-its in my kitchen. And I have organized this around my daily life. So I could write this up as a life recipe. And this is needed. I'll give you an example. In the gym, sometimes I see people that I have not seen for a very long time. And like on last Thursday, because today is the 25th of October 2025, it's a Saturday. Yeah, Monday and Thursday is strength training. So I met this friend of mine, and the first thing is he said, "Oh, you lost a lot of weight." And then I said, "Yes, quite a lot, over 30 kg. Then he said, "Oh, I also tried to lose weight, but it never works. What did you do?" And then I told him, "Oh, many things, but the two most important ones, or three most important ones are: I walk every day, an hour. Number two, I do intermittent fasting. And that's number three, I eat such that my ketones are always above 1 millimole per liter." And then he said, "Oh, that's low carb." And I said, "Actually, no, not really. You can eat what you want. Just make sure that the ketones are above a certain level." And then he says, "Yeah, but that means that you eat less carbs or no carbs." And I said, "Yeah, but it depends on the carbs that you eat." So, but ultimately, what I said is true. Just make sure that your ketones stay low, stay high. And that is much easier, of course, if you have a continuous blood glucose meter. I speak from experience because I don't wear a continuous blood glucose meter for more than 2 months. And I can see that my eating discipline is reduced. But I believe that I'm still stable, not overeating. So I told him that I use a custom GPT AI for supporting me. And then the discussion was all around that. So I believe these are the three most important elements in preventive medicine. And you can approach this from many directions. But for me, I found out that that is the most important one. And not so much supplements, maybe except the vitamin D that I take. And yeah, I learned a lot. So if you take vitamin D, then you also need to get your magnesium right. And also measure then magnesium and vitamin D. On a regular basis. And then also other supplements. I've also split my supplements such that I don't easily forget them. For example, I have supplements that I take before I sleep, and those are the magnesium that also promotes a better sleep for me. Funny, if I take magnesium, I really become sleepy easily. And I take taurine. And then there are some supplements for reducing the visceral fat and increasing liver health, because most of the visceral fat is around the liver, I heard. By the way, here, ice bath club. That's interesting. So one ice bath here is $39. And it comes with everything. You just need to go there, take the ice bath, and then you can shower. You get some electrolytes, drinks, and then that's it. So $39 weekdays and $55 all other times, and then they have some subscriptions, and you can also buy drinks and food. Quite interesting. What I have done to achieve that one, because ice baths are good for mitochondrial health and also for increasing the dopamine level. After one ice bath, I learned from my AI that the dopamine is brought up by a factor 2 to 3 for several hours, 2 or 3 hours. So what I wanted is an ice bath at home. I don't want to walk to a place just for getting an ice bath. But that is a problem because in Singapore the water from the public water system is not cold. It's just environmental temperature, which is 29 degrees or so. It's far from an ice bath. So then I tried to find out how long do I need it. And an ice bath is good for 3 minutes already. So, and I thought, okay, if I take a water pump and a bucket of ice water made from ice cubes, then I could live with an amount of only 5 or 10 liters if I only use a shower head that gives 1 or 1.5 liters per minute. Cut a long story short, I've built my own ice water shower by using a portable freezer, a hand carry freezer with a volume of 18 liters. A submersible water pump that runs on 12 volts plus Is it now working again? So I just received a phone call, and that's always bad. A phone call when I'm walking and recording means that I need to start the video again and later download 2 videos from my phone and combine them in a cutting software and other stuff. So it's not really, so best is always switch to flight mode before starting recording. And back to my ice bath shower. So I have this submersible water pump that runs on 12 volts plus the rechargeable battery. 12 volts is a lithium iron phosphate battery, and I charge it with a car battery charger, and I attach crocodile clamps to the 2 cables from the submersible water pump, and I built a little shower tube with a valve that you can regulate, and that thing is good for at least, I would say, 8 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, and it gives a water temperature of only 5 or 6 degrees, which is good enough for me. And what I do is I store water in the portable freezer overnight, let it run, and the water is cooled down from 29 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius, and sometimes there's even an ice layer on top, no, on the sides of the freezer walls. And that's how I simulate my ice showers. The total cost of this setup were something like $240 for the freezer. Comes with a compressor. Then the shower head and the water pump together maybe $40. The battery another $40. So the total costs maybe $300. And I can have my cold shower whenever I like. And I'm cheaper than going to this public shower after 5 times using it. So yeah, I really recommend this to everyone who wants to improve. Health. Portable shower. Mitochondrial health. Even loss of hair. By the way, we're getting closer. The beach is behind the bridge. Look at that beautiful construction site. Back to my supplements. So I stopped talking about the evening supplements. This magnesium, then also niacin. Then I have milk thistle. And taurine, of course. And then also I take something that's called NAC. Yeah, and I believe all this is good for liver health and also for reducing visceral fat. That one sits near the aircon switch of my bedroom. So I really stumble over it before I go to bed. Then the next thing is what I take is in the morning. There's a little post-it on my fridge for what I do in the morning, and I usually start with water, lemon water, freshly pressed lemon, plus apple cider vinegar, plus cold water for starting the day. Of course, it would be more healthy if I drink it as warm water, just that I don't like it. Then the post-it would say drink coffee, and I mix some creatine, 5 grams creatine into my coffee. Then I take some CoQ10, which is good for mitochondrial health. And I take my zinc. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, my evening supplement basket also has copper, because when you take zinc, which is important, you also need to take copper at the same time, because they would deplete each other. And you should not take them together, so I split them. One in the morning and the other one in the evening. I take zinc in the morning and copper in the evening. And depending on whether I drink alcohol the evening before I sleep, I take these liver supplements or not. Alcohol and liver supplements don't work together very well, so it's not recommended. Next thing, there's supplements that I take over the course of the day. I forgot. Immediately after waking up, I measure my blood pressure, and I have the blood pressure meter right next to me at the bedside. Quite a convenient one, because it locks the blood pressure automatically. Here you see the highway that separates me from the beach. The beach is there behind the highway. And what I'm looking for is the underpass, which is over there, because you cannot walk over the highway. So, and next to my blood pressure meter are my early morning supplements, because I found out that when I take 2 supplements, that my blood pressure, my blood sugar, my blood glucose does not rise as it does if I don't take the supplements. And also, if I take a walk immediately after getting up, my blood sugar doesn't rise as much. So Here's the underpass. Yeah. That was it. I'm at the other side and the beach is at hand. So I have my supplements, right? Before I sleep, in the early morning when I wake up, and then the daytime. And the thing is, the early morning supplements I only take when I have the continuous blood glucose meter on, because only then would I be able to verify whether these blood supplements work or not. I mean, the race is called dawn effect, and it's caused by hormones, and it seems to be normal for a body to get this effect, because this is how the body prepares for the daily work. You need energy, right? So they drive up the blood glucose. But in my case, I don't want the blood glucose up, I want the ketones up. And so that helps to shift the balance a bit. Is moringa and cinnamon and 2 more ingredients. Yeah. So I hope I get my blood glucose meter back soon. I ordered already 2. I have them here. And then I would start this morning supplement. And together with the morning supplement comes also the blood pressure measurement. So it is all interlinked together. If I do not one, then I also don't do the other. Look how high the water level is. There's high tide. What you see here is seawater, because this channel goes out to the sea, which is very near. Yeah, I guess it goes very deep in. So we have really high tide. No. Interesting. You could fish here. I walk you to the mouth. Yeah, here's the mouth. This is the Chinese Sea, or the Straits, Singapore Straits. You see what is it, tankers or cargo ships in the background. Yeah. So, this is all reclaimed land. And you see that because there's a pond formed that you only see on high tide, like today. But my guess is that in 50 years, when I'm long dead, that would be a place where you find buildings. Yeah. See? Let's walk outside. Nice. Has a soothing comfort. Today, when I woke up and then I did some work that I couldn't finish yesterday, and that really exhausted me. I wasn't aware that this is the case earlier, but with all this health thing, I also went into the biological psychology, which is something that I always try to avoid because it's difficult to measure. But over the past 20 years, see how nice people are bathing their feet. Huh? Yeah. Over the past 20 years, psychology has developed a lot, and you can now measure activities of the brain and also hormone levels of the brain in response to excitations from outside, triggers. And they found out that dopamine plays an important role for our motivation. And when you work a lot, then the dopamine level falls down. The dopamine also explains. Hello, boss.
Hi.
Let's see. Only bait, but didn't catch anything so far. And he has 1, 2, 3 fishing rods outside. So here you can see the Singapore beach. And this is what is left from the fisherman village. Nothing left. Let's walk there. I planned long time ago, I wanted to buy a boat there. I'm so happy that I didn't do it. But meanwhile, I'm a Singaporean. I could apply for a fisherman license. That would be cool. So see, this is the pond that has built up because of the high tide here. Same level inside and outside. So, quite comforting, the noise of the waves, if you hear that. So then, usually when I'm all through my daily supplements at around 11ish or so, I go for a walk, or I eat and then go for a walk. And when I eat, I have a smoothie, then I usually put my vitamin D, which comes in an oily substance, in an oily carrier, together with a K2 in some other oily substance. That would be the smoothie, and the smoothie would then come with eggs. The egg yolk has fats. If I don't have eggs, then I put olive oil or an avocado, and I stir in some probiotic yogurts that I made myself. I'm making these myself. Quite experienced recently in making those yogurts. Look at that. There's a very low occupancy of maybe 1/3 or half. Let me walk in. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let me walk in. Maybe I can wave to someone and that someone would then talk with me and I'm no longer a trespasser. I should have brought some beers. Nice. But this thing is empty. Nobody here. This one is active. But has not been used in a long time. There's nobody here. In plain daylight. The boats are ready. My guess is that there are maybe 20 boats along the beach ready to go out, but there are no traces that these boats have been brought out recently. Lots of trash. There are traces here for that boat. Ah, there's someone. See, he waves at me, so I'm no longer a trespasser. Ni hao. Ni men hoi chang irgendwann mal? Wai. Bukoi. Ah. Han hao. Hello, boss. No, I'm walking. And I saw the fisherman village.
Oh, fisherman village.
Yeah, can I go out with you? When?
When I'm free lah, I'm not free, how to went out with me.
Okay, here you are. Say hello, I send you to Germany. Yeah. Okay, I let you sleep. So when do I come back?
I have no idea.
Don't know already. Okay, I will have a walk. See you again.
Okay,
Goodbye. 再见. Uh-huh. There's a radio playing here. Yeah, would be cool. So there's one boat active. Yeah. So then usually we have reached after midday and I take a short nap, depends on my state and how the sleep was the night before. And then 2 times per week I go for training, and before training I boost my nitric oxide by having an extra portion of beetroot, then creatine and L-arginine and L-citrulline and coffee, and usually that gives me a very strong training workout. And that's it. So I don't know how much I spent for supplements per month, but this is a substantial amount. And so I'm wondering whether I cut away some of them. But some are indispensable, I would say, like magnesium and vitamin D. For me, as measurements prove. I tried to cut away vitamin D because I thought my levels were too high. I remember, and then within 3 months I was set back to the levels where I started before. Not dangerously low, but also not where they should be. So, in very short words, I believe I'm stuck with my supplements for the rest of my life. And also with walking. Yeah, so that gives something like 100 episodes per year, or maybe 120, and hopefully times 40. That would come close to 5,000 episodes, and you would also see me aging over the years.
Video.
Video. Say hello. Yeah. This video makes it much nicer than just walking without having the video. See, they have barbecue here. What I can tell you is that 20 years ago, this beach on a Saturday was full with people. So you had to book the barbecue pits long in advance. Yeah, today I believe I wouldn't even book a barbecue pit anymore. I would bring my gas cooker and a frying pan along. So you don't need to book. Quite a nice beach here. You see? Hi. Friendly people. I have an idea. So I could, in the future, if I want to take a walk on the beach, bring my bicycle along, ride it until here, chain it somewhere, then do my walk. And then ride back. See any suspicious activities? Boats landing on beach with suspicious persons on board, suspicious vehicles parked near shorelines, unloading of goods at beachfront, suspicious person swimming at sea. Call the police. Wow, so hot. It's now 3 o'clock. I believe I go back there, the underpass. My dopamine is now higher than before I started because I don't feel tired anymore. It's just exhausted. I need some water and some rest. That's also something interesting. This is a driving safety park. You can come here with your go-kart and your bicycle and then practice on this little practice course and train to be a driver. But as long as I'm here, I have only seen once in 25 years that there are people using it. That's something really unique for Singapore. Driver fun corner. Here you can play highway, overtaking lane, then take over, then go back. Yeah. Then there's a traffic light. You can learn how the traffic light works. Go left. There's a bus stop. Would be interesting to see the bus for here. Bus. And stop. See the bus 31. Did you get in all? Can you see my passengers? Okay, I'll leave here. There's a car park over there. And then this is what... here you can switch on the traffic lights. Let's see whether this works. So if it explodes, I have all the... Doesn't work. Okay. But the main is broken. Okay, switch it on. Let's see. Traffic light on? No. Doesn't seem to work. Okay, switch off. And off. Okay. Car park. See, there are some people riding here. I also had fun, so it was already good for something. There's a petrol station. I wonder where the cars are that they use here. Petrol station. Yeah, so back to the dopamine. I also programmed a dopamine knowledge bot, a GPT, custom GPT, and I'm now watching more what the dopamine bot says. and learn more about biological psychology. Admin building. Shaw Admin Building. Sponsored by Shaw Foundation. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, even some scenery, satellite scenery around. Someone is pumping a bicycle at a petrol station. Bike air pump. Hello. That's also an interesting structure here. What is this? Something like a course where you can train circular traffic. Not bad. Time to go back. And have a drink on the way. And maybe buy some groceries on the way. Another channel. So did I promise too much? I brought you to the beach, right? Yeah, I will tell you more about my dopamine studies. Goodbye. Goodbye.